Hello, everyone. Hi, Ana Rosa.
Hello, how are you?
Excellent. How are you? This is week 3, and we've been
Very
getting fabulous feedback. Teachers are really interested and fascinated. I think we are quite unique in an English program, an English learning, English acquisition program, to have included Be Mindful. And you and I have talked about this a lot, and we are so convinced that this works and that it's an extraordinary tool to help create a better environment in the classroom. So I'd like you to perhaps to start. We talked about the 5 social emotional skills and how it connects to language acquisition, but how does it work in the classroom? Can you perhaps share a bit of your experience and then maybe wrap it up before we talk about the actual practices that we have in the program for the teachers?
Yes, well, mindfulness, as we have stated before, it's a very important and very useful tool, not only to control the classroom environment, but also it allows them to go deeper inside themselves and communicate, which is the ultimate goal of every English teacher, is to have students that can communicate. It
You
won't be
said,
perfect,
I'm
but
sorry to interrupt. You just said something so important: control the classroom. And this is such a thing that teachers want to control the classroom. But you and I know that it's much better when kids can control themselves, and when the classroom does not depend on an outsider, the teacher, as, hey, I've got to control you. But when children develop the tools they need for that self-control so that things work smoothly. And in a way, I would say that our 5 social emotional skills help to create that kind of environment so that the control does not depend on the teacher. Would you agree?
I agree. Yes, I agree. So, um, no, it's not only a great tool for students to develop self-control, but it is also a way that they can go inside themselves and communicate, which is what I was saying, the ultimate goal of every English teacher. And we're providing that safe space for them to do that. And we are also getting them immersed in a different kind of scenario. And this is the emotion scenario, or the emotions world, in which they don't have to be afraid or scared of them. So I think this has been very useful for that. And well, as a teacher, I use mindfulness, and the effect that it creates is that they realize that they can do it. It's also very motivating for them to realize that they can use all these strategies to control themselves and to have a better connection with others, and to see the difference on how they were at some point and how they are now, because now they are more aware of their environment.
You were talking, you were telling me about a specific experience with your second graders, I believe, when you were a teacher. Can you share a bit of that? What happened in your classroom?
Yes, well, this was a very difficult group because they were disconnected, I would say. They were very disconnected of who they were, and of being kids, really. They were in a different state of mind, I would say. Maybe not they were not acting like second graders. So I used mindfulness for them to calm down, relax, but also for them to be more open to the English experience, because they weren't open to English at all. I think students sometimes are really scared of a second language. It can be really challenging for them. So mindfulness was a great tool for them to open their minds to the language, for them to realize that English classes were actually a pleasant experience in and a place where they could express themselves.
That's amazing. I
And
mean, you said something
yes,
so important. It's totally amazing. You said that the English experience can be a pleasant one. So often it's not, it's drills and it's this and it's that and it's vocabulary and the kids feel frustrated. And imagine online right now. And so here is an extraordinary tool for doing this. And one of the things we know about the online experience right now is connecting emotions is ever more important, almost more important than learning whatever they have to learn. But if you do it in English, then it's a win-win situation.
yes, because instead of thinking about, oh, I have to learn that grammar, I have to learn that language structure, they focus more in communicate ideas and feelings and thoughts, and that's what's important, that that the language flows naturally, so that they stop thinking about how a sentence should be written or structured, and start thinking on how they can use the language to express themselves. We know that what we ask of students most of the time is that, or we say, start thinking in English, start thinking in English, but it's not something that just happens. It's something that comes naturally when you start practicing more and more, and you realize that you can use this word and this expression to share ideas. And that's how a bilingual brain is actually developed.
Absolutely.
Because you realize that you can communicate things, sometimes even things that you can't communicate in your own language because there are no words for that, so you start using this second language more and more.
There are no words, or you were not given the words. And also the importance of, we all know, is that as you communicate, you will be making mistakes, and mistakes are okay. It doesn't really matter if the grammatical structure is totally correct or not, as long as the ideas are communicated. I mean, as somebody who speaks several languages, at first, you put together words and you put together verbs, and it doesn't always work, but at least somebody understands what you're saying. And that's our focus, because we know that if we provide production opportunities for kids, their English will improve. And that's one of the things that we do in the Be and Live program, with the wonderful Be Mindful program that a fabulous team of psychologists and experts has developed. Is there anything else you'd like to say as we close, except you want to tell them that we will be doing another series on the practices, right? You want to say something about that?
Yes, for the next video, we're going to be doing a mindful practice, and then we're going to connect it in another video with with a session, Be Mindful session.
That's right. And with our Be Mindful journal. So again, Ana Rosa, it's wonderful to listen to you. It's extremely helpful for everyone, I'm sure. And if anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to write to us, to ask us. We'll be happy to answer it. So till next week, Ana Rosa, thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.